Hi kids, welcome to our new lesson for this school year, and we are going to learn more about English. Okay, so our lesson and subject for this video is English 4, and we're going to discuss listening and reading, and we're going to focus on comprehending literary text. So how do we understand a literary text? So we're going to discuss more about it in this video. So are you ready? So let's start our learning experience for today. And for the most essential learning competency that you need to master for this lesson is you will be able to note the important elements using a story grammar. So you're going to learn that for today. Okay, so to start off, let's have an activity. Okay, so for the direction, you're going to read the paragraphs below. Note the significant details on the various texts by answering the given questions. So we have here a paragraph, and you're going to answer the following questions after reading this one. So, a person with a healthy body and a healthy mind has a healthy lifestyle. Eating a balanced diet with proper exercise is a good combination. People need to eat whole, low, and grow foods. Not too much on salty, fatty, and sweet foods for them not to suffer from any diseases. A person with proper exercise routines will have a good body form. People need to burn the calories from what they eat. On the other hand, a healthy mind means freeing ourselves from worries and having self-confidence. Now let's answer some questions. What is the paragraph all about? So it tells us how to be healthy. And what do we need to be healthy? So we need to eat a balanced diet. So we need enough grow, and glow foods for us to stay healthy. Plus, staying away from too much salty, fatty, and sweet foods. So for us, not to have any diseases. And of course, combining it with proper exercise routines, it will help our muscles. It will help tone our body muscles. And it will give us a proper and good body form. Now, why is there a need for a balanced diet and proper exercise? So we need a balanced diet and proper exercise to maintain a healthy body, a healthy mind, and a healthy lifestyle. Let's have number 2. Mount Mayon, an active volcano in the province of Albay in Bicol region. It belongs to the 7 wonders of the world. That's why it is popular locally and internationally. It is known for its perfect cone. Majestic as it is, renowned for its beauty, but many fear its destructiveness when it erupts. Okay, so now let's answer this question. So what is the paragraph all about? So upon reading the paragraph, it tells us all about Mount Mayon. Now, for number 2, where is it? Or where is Mount Mayon located? So it is located in Albay. Now, why is it popular locally and internationally? Because of its majestic beauty and because of its perfect cone. At the same time, people are fearing, no? They also fear its destructiveness when it erupts. Okay, now let's have the next paragraph. Cooking rice is easy if you know the proper way to do it. First, you have to put 1 cup of rice in a clean casserole. Next, wash the rice with water 2 times and add 1 cup of water in the casserole. Then, let it cook until it boils. When boiling is done, put it in a low fire until it is cooked. Finally, serve it on a plate. Okay, for the third paragraph, so what is it all about? So it tells us how to cook a rice. Now, what is the first step in cooking rice? So you need to add 1 cup of rice in a clean casserole. Now, where will we put the cooked rice? So after the rice is being cooked, we can now place it in a clean plate. Right, so I'm just guiding you on how you are going to answer this question. But later on, you're going to answer the questions by yourself. Alright? So now let's discuss this one and let's talk about it. Being able to understand what we read is an important part of learning because reading without understanding is just nothing, right? You just read the words in the paragraph, but the thing is, do you understand what you read? So it is very important for us to understand what we read because it is a part of learning. In reading and understanding, we are learning. Identifying the important details from a text is the first step. Now, let us define the following words below. So, story grammar. It represents the basic structure of a narrative text. It is the system of rules used for describing the consistent features found in narrative text. So if you want to understand a story better, you can create a structure or a map, okay, so that you can easily dissect what is the story about. For example, you want to list down first what the story is about. Okay, so who are the characters first in the story or in the paragraph that you are reading? Now, where did it took place? You want to note where where is the place that the story happened, no? And then after that, you can also write or dissect the plot. What is the first first step, or what is the first thing that happened in the story, what is the middle part of the story, and what is the ending. So that is creating a story grammar. Now, noting details. Noting details is a reading comprehension skill that involves picking out from a text a particular piece or pieces of information to achieve a given purpose. So for example, your teacher asked you to note what are the steps in cooking a rice. So you're just going to pick out the words or the phrases that you think is very important for you to answer the teacher's question. Alright? So for example, you are reading a paragraph about the products of Imus. So what are the famous products in the city of Imus? So your teacher has given you a paragraph about that, and she asked you to take note of the products that you can see and are the famous products that you can buy in Imus. So upon reading, you just pick out those important information, and then later on your teacher will ask you, and then by noting that important details, you will be able to give a correct answer. Okay, so we have here another activity. Read the short story below and note the significant details in it. and be able to answer the comprehension question. So, the direction is to note the significant details or the important details from this story. Okay, the title is Junk Foods to Eat or Not to Eat. This is written by Leah E. Basquinias. Junk food is unhealthy. It is greasy and fatty, and if eaten regularly, definitely won't help anyone to be healthy. It can even make you sick. Your teachers and parents remind you this all the time. However, as unhealthy as it may seem, it is still one of those foods that pupils like you love to eat. If you really want to have a healthy lifestyle, then you should stop eating junk foods at once. You should choose to keep your body healthy. Stop eating junk food because there are no vitamins in it. It can never help you maintain a good and healthy body. Instead of eating junk foods, there are lots of food choices you can pick. You should eat fruits, vegetables, fish, and eggs, for example. These are nutritious foods that can help your body become healthier. Ask yourself this: will I let junk food tempt me or not? Well, it's up to you. Choosing nutritious foods over junk foods is the best choice. Someday, you will thank yourself for the good choices you have made. Okay, so this time you're going to answer these comprehension questions on your notebook. So do you remember how we answered the comprehension questions for the first 3-paragraph examples a while ago? So this time you're going to answer this on your notebook on a piece of paper. So you can copy the question and then you can go back again and try to remember the important details from the story or from the selection. Question number 1, what is the paragraph all about? Number 2, are junk foods good for our health? Why or why not? Number 3, how do junk foods affect our health? Number 4, what are some healthy foods that we need to eat? Number 5, why is there a need to eat healthy foods? So I trust you in this and I know you can answer these questions very well. Alright, so let's move on. So you can have it as a discussion with your teacher while so you can have it and discuss it with her or with him. Now let's have the next one. Okay, so a story grammar refers to the underlying structure or framework, meaning to say it can be a story map or a graphic organizer that organizes and defines the elements of a story. So for example, with characters, the place of the story, and then the plot of the story. So it provides a blueprint or template for how narratives are constructed and understood by both authors and audiences. So below is an example of a story grammar. Alright. So we have here the example of a story grammar. It is a story map wherein you're going to put in there who are the characters in the story, where is the setting, so that is the place where the story happened. Now, what is the problem being encountered by the characters? Now, for the resolution, how did the characters solve their problem? And then for the plan, perhaps this is the plan of the characters on how they're going to solve the problem. So for other story maps, they would include the characters, the setting, and the plot. So for the plot, what is the beginning of the story, how does the story began, and then what is the middle part, or you can put there what are the problems being encountered by the characters and how did they resolve it, or how did they find a solution for it. And then for the ending, how does the story end? Okay, so is it a happy ending? Is it a sad ending? Or does the story leave you hanging? So something like that. So this is an example of a simple story grammar or a story map. It is consisting of characters, setting, problem, plot, and resolution of a narrative text. So using the story entitled Junk Foods, to eat or not to eat, let's make an example of a story grammar. Okay, for the characters, we have the pupils, the teachers, and the parents. So they were mentioned in the story. So for the plot, we have here the introduction. So this is the first part of the story. The story introduces the concept of junk food as unhealthy, greasy, and fatty, with warnings from teachers and parents. Now, the conflict. So when you say conflict, this is also known as the problem being encountered by the characters in the story. So despite knowing the health risk, pupils, including the protagonist, or when you say the protagonist, those they are the ones yung tinatawag natin, we call that in Filipino, bida. So even though the pupils, which is the protagonist in this story, love junk food and are tempted to eat it regularly. So that is the problem. So even the main character in the story is tempted to eat junk foods. A rising action, the narrative discusses the importance of choosing healthy lifestyle and the benefits of nutritious foods like fruits, vegetables, fish, and eggs. And for the climax, this is the most important or the most exciting part of the story. The protagonist faces a decision. Right. So the climax or the most important or the most exciting part of the story is that the pupil will now face a decision. He or she will make a decision whether to continue eating junk food or to opt for nutritious alternatives that promote a healthy body. And for the resolution or the ending, the story concludes with the resolution where the protagonist, which is the pupil, decides to prioritize nutritious foods over junk food. This decision is presented as a crucial for maintaining good health. It's like choosing between life and death, right? So if you choose to eat junk foods, definitely your life is at risk, because eating a lot of junk foods will give your body a lot of diseases. While if you choose to eat nutritious foods, you'll have a healthy body. So that's it. And now the theme. The theme centers or it revolves around the importance of making healthy food choices despite the temptation of junk food. It emphasizes the long-term benefits of nutritious eating habits. Okay, so this time you're going to make your own. Okay, you're going to make your own story grammar. Read the text and note the significant details by answering the questions. For letter A, almost everybody has pets in their house. Some are domesticated, others are wild and endangered. I have lots of pets at home like dogs, birds, pigs, chicks, and roosters. Among them, the cat is my favorite. I love its blue eyes, pointed nose, and sensitive ears. Its fur is white and gold. Its name is Curry. I named it after the main character named Curry or kauri in Samurai X manga? Kauri is a sweet, fat-bellied cat. Or if you have it, if you can, you can say it curry or kauri. It depends upon you. Its favorite foods are fried chicken and chicken pork adobo. My pet is a friendly cat because it doesn't catch mice and it plays with our dog Tango. Okay, so these are the following questions. Number 1. What is the pet described in the paragraph? Number 2. Why is the pet cat the author's favorite? Number 3. Where did the author get its cat's name? Alright, another activity. Fill in the blanks below. Choose your answers from the box. Okay, so the choices are when, where, who, why, how, and what. So we have the W questions and H questions. So 5 W's in each. We can note significant details on its text by reading comprehensively and answering the blank, 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 and blank. Alright, another one. Read the text type and note significant details by using the story grammar below. Okay, so these activities can be given to you by your teachers anytime in the week, right? So because I think answering these questions is or will give you a lot of time to think. So your teacher can give these activities because we have a lot of activities for this one, so they can give it to you in any time of the week. So we have here, going back, read the text type and note significant details by using the story grammar below. Renil Barameda, the new elementary school principal, one of Upper Bonga Elementary School, gave his first talk to the pupils and the teaching and non-teaching staff of Upper Bonga Elementary School during the first day of service last June 23, 2019. He stated his mission and vision on how to make the school more conducive to learning. He emphasized that there should be balance of time spent on academics and co-curricular activities. Furthermore, he gave light to the fact that quality instruction and physical facilities will surely benefit the learners. New school head, new leadership, but let us not forget the former leader who owned up Upper Bonga Elementary School for 4 years, said Mr. Renil V. Barameda, the new principal. Okay, so this time you are going to have this story map and identify the characters in the story, where it took place, for the setting, what is the problem, what is the plan, and the resolution. Okay, so this is our last activity for this week, for this lesson. The fairy tale entitled Cinderella is a story of a beautiful lady named Cinderella, who is always humiliated by her stepmother and her 2 stepsisters. She is treated like a nanny, and when Prince Charming invited every woman to join the ball, Cinderella was the only woman left in their house crying. Her fairy godmother rescued her from the misery. Her fairy godmother finds ways so that she can attend the ball. But there is one thing that she was reminded to do. Cinderella needs to be home before the clock strikes midnight. Cinderella went to the ball and danced all night with Prince Charming that she did not even notice that it was midnight already. She hurriedly went home and left one glass shoe at the palace. The next morning, Prince Charming let every woman try to fit the shoe until he reached Cinderella's house. He let her try on the shoe, and it fit perfectly. Prince Charming and Cinderella got married and lived happily ever after. Okay, what a very nice story. Now, every girl or every little girl loves this story. So the story tells us there is a rainbow always after the rain. That whatever problem and sadness that come along the way, there is always happiness that waits in the end. Okay, so who is the main character in the story? So you can have it as your activity at home, okay, as an assignment. Who is the main character in the story? How did Cinderella go to the ball? Why do you think Cinderella was always humiliated by her stepmother and stepsisters? Alright. Alright, and that ends our lesson for this week for English. So thank you for listening or watching. So I hope to be with you again, and I hope you're going to be with me again next week for our next lesson in English. So this is Teacher Isa. See you next week. Bye!